Welcome to the Mohanji Youth Club podcast, Youth for Youth. This is a part of Crisis Management Project, and this podcast is a safe space for young people where we talk openly about real challenges that youth are facing today, from emotional struggles, stress to relationships, identity, and finding actually inner strength and stability. So, our goal with this podcast is to create a safe space, an inspiring space where young people between 15 and 29 years old can learn, they can grow, support each other with awareness, compassion, and practical tools. Today's topic is counseling with youth, something that we really need. Understanding actually what counseling is, why it matters, and how young people can take care of their emotional well-being and support one another. So today we are very happy to welcome our guest, Miss Bavani. She's from Malaysia. So thank you for being with us. Bhavani brings a wealth of experience from actually both of corporate and social sectors. She spent 24 years in the corporate industry while always maintaining a deep passion for social service and helping others. That's why she's today with us. So she was driving by this calling and she finished counseling psychology. Actually, in order to better support people in need and provide professional counseling services. And over the years, she was volunteering with the organizations such as UNHCR, the Women's Aid Organization, and National Cancer Association. And more recently, she's working with the youth a lot, so that's why we bring you here today. And Bhavani, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Antonia. Thank you so much for that.
Welcome to the Mohanji Youth Club. So,
Thank
for
you.
those one who never heard about counseling before, how would you describe counseling for somebody who never heard maybe about it? I
Right.
think a lot of young people can feel if I'm going on counseling, something is wrong with me or things like that. So, just explain for youth who are listening, what is actually counseling?
Okay, counseling is for me, I will say whatever I've experienced, I see this is a very safe and private space given to someone who can express themselves, without without judgment. So they will feel free and safe in that space of being in a counseling.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel that everyone actually needs safe space
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
on a daily basis. And what made you start working with youth specifically? Was there a moment or any story that actually inspired you to work with youth?
Actually, I from younger age, I had this passion to help people, but at that time, I don't know which area I can be an assistance for the actually generally people. The youth just came recently. I think I would say about 5 years back, where I go into the field when I start interacting with the students. So then only I realized that I think counseling really, really needed for the youths. So where they can, because certain expression, they couldn't express it with their friends, neither their family members. So when they talk to me, then only I realized that, counseling is really, really important for the youths. Yeah.
Beautiful, and it's really nice what you're doing because youth today really needs it. When you
Mm-hmm.
go back to your childhood, did you
Mm-hmm.
have some kind of support or any kind of experiences that happened to you? So that's why you choose counseling with youth.
Okay, it's a
It
very
goes
good
like
question
that.
because yeah, I'm from an Asian country, so there's the upbringing in Asian countries quite different. We have lots of traditional and how to say there's a lot of belief systems with certain family conditions, tradition that need to be followed. So we the upbringing was very rigid and we're very highly disciplined, so many things that do's and don'ts. So at that point of time, yes, certain things, yes, in my childhood, some bad experiences, some negative experiences took place, and I was silenced. It silenced me until I came to an age of maturity when I start learning about experiences from people, only then I know that it can be expressed out. Till that, I was in I also, like many youths did, I was in a suppression mode. You know, once I know how to release it, and it actually it really opened up a lot of the doors for me. Yeah.
I feel when you're saying now that you were silenced, I feel that, this is alarm for
Mm,
any parent that is seeing their child, because I think it's natural for for youth and for children when they're younger, they're playing, that's how they're expressing. When they're in teenagers, there are a lot of
that's
anger
right.
in there, that's actually natural. But if
Mm,
they're silent, it's some alarm. Okay, something is not going well. And
mm,
here in Mohanji Youth Club, we're trying to give this platform, to save a safe space where youth can express. They can learn how to, again, connect to themselves through self-acceptance, of course, and
that's right.
show their full potential. And also, we are really trying to help youth, and also what we are doing, to
Mhm.
having this safe space and counseling skills with other experts to teach us actually how we can support each other.
True.
So that's really, really important topic. And from your experience, what are the biggest struggles that young people are facing today?
I think now from there are many, I mean, over the 5 years of experience, especially with youths, I see there's a lot of domestic issues and they have a lot of struggles in their studies. It is not only why, what is the reason they find it struggling when it comes to education. Actually, education is supposed to be very joyful. I prefer somebody study with joyful and they're happy. It will be easily absorbed or they will have an interest. But what made a child makes a child that loses interest. And also I started questioning a lot. So there's a lot of related to cognitive behavior as well. And also, nowadays, quite frequently that we are hearing is bullying. Bullies are quite commonly happening everywhere. So these are they are I see major problems, major issues that the youths are facing right now.
Do you feel that today youth are more open for mental health than the previous, generations?
Yes, definitely. Compared to even my era, we were not that open. But nowadays, when I see the youths, they are more open and receptive. But yet, there are some still in fear, voicing it out or letting it out because they fear of being judged. Yeah.
They will probably feel, that something is wrong
Yes.
with me if I say
Yes.
I'm not.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's the first step, to look at yourself, like you said, that you were silent. And
Yes.
did counseling studying studying psychology helped you?
Uh, Actually, I took counseling psychology. The interest came in me, firstly, to understand about myself. I didn't, at that point of time, I didn't had any intention to do for others or help others. Of course, I love to. That is one part of my passion. But especially when it comes to counseling psychology, it was just I completed diploma. That 100% I took to understand about myself and which area that I need to improve myself and how I can come out from certain emotional traumas that I was trapped in. So after one step to the next level, only then I start thinking that I really felt that so many people are going through emotional traumas and suppressions like me. I mean, there are many youths are going through and they don't have any avenue or place to talk or to let it out. Not many, you know. So that's how I really feel that counseling is really helps that youths to express themselves out completely, and also they can find how what is the next level or what is the next step they can take with full with clarity. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely, that's the first step actually. And if you're, that's why we are speaking about it. If more youth and more people actually hear that it's normal and everyone
Yeah.
has point in life when you need to
Yes,
go into yourself, and
yes,
to self-exploration. That's the
mm,
only way that we can actually go through all these things. And
true, true,
yeah, it's definitely normal. We all have emotions, we all have ups and downs, and to speak about it, it's also like helping us, to go through it.
true.
What is the topics that young people are coming and asking help for? Like,
Topics, most of the
what are
topics,
what
I
are the
mean,
main topics that usually young people are facing, and why they're
mhm.
actually asking for help?
Uh, uh, those I have handled so far is a lot of relationship problem in within the family, and also studies. They are unable to cope up with the syllabuses, with the educational syllabus, or they don't have interest. So that become a question because by setting harsh rules or whatever the disciplinary action, it doesn't help them much, and that's what I have noticed. So these are the main cases will come, and also some external parties influences. For example, like vaping, smoking, and
Mhm.
alcohol influences. It's not from within the school compound, but it's from the external parties. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, today it is
yeah.
normal that young people are using, alcohol, drugs, and all this, but that is making like a big impact later, and a lot of instability. But
Yes, yes, I have encountered the youngest age that I found vaping case. He was only 9 years old. He was only 9 years old and he started vaping. So that was my first case I handled, vaping. Yeah.
I'm from Croatia. Here in
Mm,
Croatia, whenever you go, on a bus station or somewhere, you will see young people
that's right.
with that,
Yeah. Yeah.
on phone, and with that, it's like a trend
Yes.
today.
True, true.
So, how does actually social media is influencing young people? Because I feel that all these things, are going also from social media. What would you say about that?
I think social media is kind of it leads to one another addiction. That short reels when you scroll and scroll and scroll, you don't know what the next video is going to come. And I think social media has taken up so much of time, and somehow it has given uh, some idea that I don't know, maybe they will be saying everything is good in another person, and they start comparing. Hey, why not I'm like that? I can't do like what he does or she does in the social media. So you see, for example, I encountered a youth when we were doing like, it's not a counseling session, but we were sharing their ambitions. So one of the boys stood up and said that he wanted to be an influencer. He's not telling any professional that his ambitions, he wanted to be an influencer. So from where he got this idea? Definitely social media, because he's watching somebody else is doing the action, somebody else is doing certain things, or selling things, or acting. So subconsciously he has absorbed it very much, and he can tell that his ambition, he wanted to be an influencer.
Bec- because today's influencers are very popular and
Yes, yes.
some point, and it's really like not saying anything against it. It's great that some young people became that,
No,
and
it's not nothing against. Yeah, actually, I really appreciate all those influencers. I mean, when they have maturity level to decide what they want to do, it's different. But what I encountered is a very young boy. So the purpose of social media has been, how I can put this word, is given a total, is divided him into two. One part is his professional field, and the other part is social media's influencers interest.
yeah, and of course, on social media, how we can know that it's truth? Everything is with filters, everything looks
Yeah, exactly,
life
exactly.
is totally different.
Nowadays, everything is AI, right? So I can see it looks real, but it is not real. Like what Mohanji has mentioned, everything on the social media looks very real, but it is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
The real truth is within.
Yes, within, definitely. That's why our duty is to get to, to guide them and to understand, to connect themselves to their life first, to
Definitely.
themselves first. Yeah.
And what are some simple, tips and tricks that can help young people to support their own emotional well-being in at times, when they're feeling low, depressed, if they have anxiety, how maybe they can, check themselves where they are or how they can help themselves.
Mhm. Actually, whenever I see a person is in a very low mood, or they don't have much interest, or they are very in a confusion state, I always ask them to pause. Whatever they are doing, just pause and rest for a while. Give them some time. But I will always encourage them to go for exercises or sports. So when they engage in body physical activities, there's a lot of changes will take place and they will become a bit refreshed and a proper sleep that really gives that gap that really settle a lot of things, especially the clutter in their brain. That so many wiring need to need to be fixed. So I really feel that physical activity really helps to reduce the amount of stress in youths nowadays.
It's actually the basic things that we need: sleep, proper food,
Right, right.
water,
Diet.
exercise. Even in the previous podcast which we had, there are the same tips and tricks which really helps always. And how can somebody know that there is, any sign that they should maybe seek for help?
Okay, can actually, whether they know or not, they actually they can assess themselves. So, it's from an active person, he become very lonely, or he will be into the sadness mode all the time, and withdrawal symptoms will take place because sometimes I can see when they are don't have any mood, they will never speak or they will never come in together and play or participate in any activities. So these are the symptoms that we need to be more cautious, especially parents, teachers. They are the most closest person with the youth, so they can observe all these symptoms and they can definitely take some further action about it. Yeah.
And if the young people
Mm.
want to help their friends, is there any kind of tips and tricks that they can, use to help them? I know from my experience that I really like when somebody is listening to me.
Right.
Sometimes I don't need advice. Sometimes I just need, like you said at the beginning, safe space when somebody.
Actually, that is very, very true, Antonia. Even myself, when I'm down or if I need a space to speak, I just want them to listen, and I don't want to listen any solution or anything. It's just I think for a friend, rather than he don't have to give any solution. Rather than other than that, this his presence is more than enough. It will be a great help. A presence of being there in silence also can, just the presence alone will give a lot of great solution for them.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Bhavani, for sharing your experience, your wisdom, and all your insights from with us today. And it was really inspiring to hear how counseling helped you and how counseling is helping a
Mm.
lot of young people. And that safe space is really important for all of us. And thank you, everyone who turned into the Mohanji Youth Club podcast, Youth for Youth, which is part of crisis management project. You can join us anytime. And we hope that today's conversation reminded you, all of you, that you are really not alone and that reaching out, seeking openly, and supporting each other, that are actually powerful steps towards emotional well-being.
Yeah.
So if you all find this episode helpful, please share it
Mhm.
with your friends who might need to hear this message. Until next time, stay aware, stay compassionate, and keep supporting each other. This is the Mohanji Youth Club podcast, Youth for Youth. See you in the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you, Antonia. Thanks everybody, everyone for watching. And I just want to say one last sentence here. I say every youth, they don't have to go through alone. You have to remember that in every situation there will be helps will be, coming in when you seek help. Okay, you don't have to carry all the burdens on your own. So there's always a solution. So I just want to say that. And the most important is to have the courage to face your own feeling, to feel who you are. So that is the courage that every youth must have. Yeah, that's the last thing I would like to say.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Antonia.